Veteran left in snow on Christmas Eve. What 120 bikers did next will restore your faith. The wind howled across the empty highway like a lonely ghost, and the snow fell in thick, unforgiving sheets that swallowed the world in white. On the side of the road, beneath a flickering street lamp, sat a man wrapped in a torn army jacket, his breath forming small clouds that vanished as quickly as his hope. His hands shook not just from the cold, but from the weight of memories that refused to fade. Memories of battlefields, of promises made, of a life that had once felt meaningful. Christmas Eve used to mean warmth, family, laughter. Tonight it meant survival, and even that seemed uncertain. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the miracle of humans choosing to care when they don't have to, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe so more stories like this can reach the world. His name was Daniel Pierce, a veteran who had given his best years to service and returned with invisible wounds that never healed. After losing his job, then his home, then the few friends who still called, the last thread keeping him grounded finally snapped. He had been walking for hours, each step heavier than the last, until the storm turned the road into ice and forced him to rest beneath that flickering light. The snow soaked into his boots, through the holes in his gloves, into the curls of his fingers. The pain eventually faded into numbness, and that numbness terrified him more than the cold itself. It felt like the world was finishing what life had already started, slowly erasing him. Cars rushed by from time to time, headlights cutting through the storm, but none stopped. He didn't blame them. Who wants to notice suffering on Christmas Eve? It's easier to pretend it isn't there. He thought of the folded flag that sat forgotten in a storage locker he could no longer pay for, and the letter inside from his commanding officer, calling him a hero. The words had once meant something. Tonight they felt like an echo from another man's life. Daniel lowered his head, listening to the crunch of snow, the distant hum of engines, and the fiercest whisper inside him telling him not to give up, even as everything else insisted it was too late. Miles away, the rumble of engines gathered like thunder. A motorcycle club, men and women from small towns and big hearts, had planned their annual Christmas ride to deliver blankets, food, and warm clothes to shelters across the county. They were a group of veterans, first responders, mechanics, teachers, and parents, brought together by loss, empathy, and the belief that nobody should feel forgotten. That night, as they rode through the frozen dark in a line that seemed to stretch endlessly, one of them spotted the faint shadow beneath the street lamp. He slowed, signaled, and soon more than 100 bikes circled to a stop, engines idling, headlights illuminating the broken figure in the snow. Daniel lifted his head toward the glare and felt, for a second, fear, then confusion, then disbelief. Boots crunched toward him, heavy jackets rustling, hands extending warm blankets around his shaking shoulders. Someone wrapped a thermal scarf around his neck. Another slipped thick gloves over his raw fingers. Thermoses opened. Hot soup, steaming coffee. Gentle words he barely heard over the roar in his ears. He was lifted, not dragged, not commanded, but held, with a care he hadn't felt in years. The heat of the blanket spread slowly across his chest, thawing something deeper than his skin. They moved him to their support van, turned on the heater, gave him space but not silence. In the corner, one of the bikers quietly called ahead to a clinic that worked closely with veterans. Another reached out to a local shelter where nobody would be turned away, especially not tonight. As the engine idled and the windows fogged, Daniel felt tears burn behind his eyes, embarrassed. At first, then simply overwhelmed. He had grown used to being invisible. Suddenly there were 120 reasons in black leather, worn denim, and scarred hands proving he wasn't. The storm raged on, yet inside that van time softened. They learned his name, his unit, the battles he'd survived. He shared what he could, stopping when memories threatened to drown him. Nobody pressed. Instead, they listened the way soldiers listen on long nights, carefully, with respect, understanding that silence is sometimes the loudest truth. When they finally drove, they didn't rush. They formed an escort around the van, a rolling fortress of headlights and heart, guiding him through the storm like guardians. At the clinic, he was checked, warmed, and stabilized. The doctor said another hour alone in that cold could have taken everything. The bikers didn't just drop him off and leave. They waited. They filled out forms he couldn't think straight enough to read. They found his old records, reached out to veteran support services, and made sure this time he wasn't just processed, then forgotten. When he was transferred to the shelter, they stocked his small room with new clothes, boots that fit, toiletries, and a handwritten note that simply said, "You matter. We're not done yet." Days turned into weeks. Daniel began therapy sessions, heard his own story spoken in ways that made sense for the first time. Nightmares didn't disappear, but they loosened their grip. The bikers visited on Saturdays, sometimes bringing breakfast, sometimes sitting with him in quiet. They helped him apply for benefits that had once seemed impossible to navigate. They connected him with a job at a repair shop run by another veteran who knew what shaky mornings felt like. Piece by piece, the man who had been left in the snow started to return. The following Christmas Eve, the roads were clear, but the night still cold. Daniel stood at the same shelter door, wearing a warm jacket donated by the club and holding a box filled with blankets. Outside, the familiar thunder of engines grew louder. This year, he wasn't the one being rescued. He joined the ride. He rode not to be saved, but to save. Leaning into the wind, seeing the world not as a place that had abandoned him, but as a place where one act of courage could ripple through lives he'd never meet. Somewhere along the dark stretch of highway, as their convoy lit up the night, Daniel realized the miracle was not that 120 bikers found him that night. The miracle was that they chose to stop, to care, to believe that a stranger's life mattered enough to interrupt their plans. And that belief, passed from heart to heart, restored something in him that no medicine alone could. If this story has touched your heart, if it reminds you that compassion can change the course of a life, please like the video, share it forward, subscribe, and let others feel the warmth of this message. Your small action might be the next spark of hope for someone else wandering through their own winter. Before we end, tell us in the comments, what does kindness mean to you? And have you ever witnessed a simple act that changed everything? As the lights of the bikes disappeared into the distance and the snow began to fall in gentle flakes, Daniel looked up at the sky, not with despair but with gratitude. He knew the road ahead would still have storms, memories, and difficult days. But now he carried more than pain. He carried a promise to never let another soul freeze in silence if he could help it. And somewhere, beneath the roar of engines and the hush of falling snow, faith quietly returned, not as a dramatic miracle, but as the steady warmth of people choosing to show up when it matters most.